Well, as we first reported yesterday, and it's now official this morning, Rob Keefe is the new head coach of the Arena Football League expansion team that'll be making its way into the Capital Region end of March, beginning of April, when the season gets ready to roll. I'm sure we'll meet and greet Rob Keefe long before that, but we thought we'd have him pop on for a few minutes this morning to say hello and welcome him to the 518, the Capital Region. Rob Keefe, Roger Weiland, Chris Honorado, 104.5 The Team, ESPN Radio. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. Hey, thanks for having me on. It's a pleasure.
Hey, Coach, it's a pleasure to have you on, man, and congrats. Only thing I know is when I talked to John Adams and everybody from the Philadelphia Soul, they just said, we got our guy. We got our guy. So it sounds like they had you on the radar for this job from day one.
No, and it's an honor that they would say that. It's something that I'm really excited about. It's a privilege to be thought about in that such a high regard with the gentlemen that are a part of the ownership group with the Albany franchise. But I'm excited to find out all about the 518 and to put my heart and soul and passion into every ounce of this franchise.
Well, let me ask you, when you bring a new team in like this, I mean, can you win right away? The only thing you've done on your resume is win. I know you won in Orlando and won three years in a row, won the division title. You won an Arena Bowl championship. You played on a championship team. All you've done is win. Can you win right away in Albany?
Yeah, yes, absolutely, and that's one thing that I made clear to the ownership group, because I think everybody says, well, hey, if you're an expansion franchise, I think just in sports in general, whatever sport you're involved with, you say, oh, that takes time. It takes time to build a winner. Well, not in the Arena Football League. The one beautiful thing about the Arena Football League is you do not have to build through a draft. This is all recruiting. And right now, literally, we can create the team that we want based on recruiting, much like a college when you're picking up the phone. But at the same time, these kids aren't freshmen. These are a senior class, if you will, if you compare it to a college right away. So I always say this. There's 360 million people in America. There's about 2,000 players, give or take, every single year in the NFL. There's a lot of talent out there. I promise you that I can get 45 or 50 guys, whatever the number we decide to bring to camp, to come to Albany. We can get those right guys in real quick, and we're going to win very, very soon.
Rob Keefe, the new head coach of the Albany, we don't know yet, but there's an AFL team coming to the Capital Region, and we're waiting on the nickname, but we have a head coach now, and it is Rob Keefe, and he joins us here on Big Board Sports 104.5 The Team. Rob, when you are recruiting that talent, for someone who has never personally been in person to an arena game, where do you start? What is the number one position you're targeting?
Absolutely. So the first thing, it's a quarterback-heavy driven league. And that's the beautiful thing about arena football. So let's say, give or take, there's, 140 plays, let's say 70 plays on each team throughout the course of an arena football game. Probably 65 of those are in the air on each side of the ball. So you're having 130 passes. It's a quarterback's dream. So first and foremost, we want to make sure we get a quarterback, and we want to make sure that we build competition around that quarterback spot. So we'll probably invite 3 to 4 quarterbacks into camp, all highly touted, guys that have great, strong arms, that are leaders, that know how to put the ball in the air and know how to complete a lot of passes. But it is a high game. It's high octane. It's intense. You'll have scores that are in the 70s and in the 80s, and that's a beautiful thing. I think America loves scoring, and it's a great thing. But first and foremost, you have to have that leader, and it's a pass-heavy league, and you have to have that quarterback that knows how to lead your team.
Hey, the other thing I heard about you, Coach, is that you are a high-energy guy. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, you know what? That's what they tell me. They tell me I'm a high-energy guy, and I guess I get it from my mom, but it's all natural. No caffeine for me. I just wake up, and I love being a part of, great things every single day, and I strive to be a better person and a better coach and a better motivator every single day. And that's what I think I bring to the table. The X's and O's for a lot of coaches, that's an easy part. Schematics, that's what we do. But I really, really enjoy motivating players. I want to reach, help them reach their ultimate potential, help them be successful. I want to bring a winner to Albany. I want people that are purchasing tickets and that are coming to games. I want them to enjoy themselves on a Friday and Saturday night. I want them to be proud of the team that's in their hometown, and that's what I'm all about. And if I can motivate people and get people energized and enthusiastic about something I really firmly believe in, hey, that's an okay day too.
Hey, Rob, well, I've been here for 30-plus years, so I was here when the Arena League was, when the Firebirds were just, they had a lot of fans going to games between 9,000 and 11,000. What have you heard about the Capital Region, about Albany, and why this should work again the second time around?
Well, first and foremost, I want people to know this is the highest level of arena football. The quality coaches that we're going to bring in here as we're developing the staff. I'm very excited to, start announcing those names. People that understand, the Albany region, understand putting a winner on the field. And when you talk about the ownership group, when you talk about, Mr. Hurst, and you talk about Ron Jaworski and all these great people that are involved, we're going to put a winner on the field. And so, first and foremost, when you talk about, this old, Albany Firebirds and all the tradition and all the history, we want to get it back to that. We want to make sure that, we're a new team. We're going to make sure that we have an understanding that this is a new era, but at the same time, we want to pay homage to all those, great players and great coaches and great, traditions that were here in the past. And it's a great region, and that's what sold me on it. That when you look at the sports region, when I heard from the ownership group that they want to create jobs, that they want to fill a void, that they feel is vacant in the city. We want a high-energy, fun Saturday night game that makes people proud about the town they're in, and we want to make sure that you're enjoying it every single day. And if we're winning, which I believe that we are going to, I think it's going to be all the, it's going to hit all the right cylinders, and I think it's going to come to a head, and we're going to be very proud about what we'll put on the field.
Rob, I know as much as this is a game, it's also a show, and it's about, entertaining the fans in a lot of ways. You've been part of a lot of games, either as a player or a coach. What is the craziest thing you've seen happen at an Arena League game, whether it's somebody flying like 3 rows deep or part of a halftime act or whatever that jumps out in your memory as being memorable aside from maybe the football?
I tell you what, it's crazy, but it also is fun at the same time. I think every coach and every player will be very honest when they say the best thing about arena football, on top of just being able to live out your dream and to play at a high level, is the fans. The fans are right on top of you. And so if you've never been to an arena football game, this is a field that, it's 50 yards long. It's about 28 yards wide. You add the end zones, maybe it's, 70 yards long, but at the same time, you're right on top. Literally, I am standing right in front of a fan. Players are crashing into the boards right in front of fans. When the players crash into the boards, beer is flying up, popcorn is flying up. So the craziest stuff is when the fans get involved. If there's ever a fan right there that happens to reach over and grab a player, or they decide that they want to jump onto the field and intercept the pass, you can't do that, but that stuff happens every now and then. And, you don't want them to get tossed out of the game, but that shows you how close the fans are. You are a part of the action. And I tell you what, when you're watching maybe a college game and you're watching an NFL game, you're away from the action. And you don't realize how big and how physically strong these players are. About 45 of the guys that we invite to camp, all of them are going to have NFL experience. All of them are going to play at a high level of college and have a lot of success. And when you're right there in the front row and you're literally 5 feet away from the action, I promise you, when these guys are crashing into each other, you'll get the full understanding of how physical this game is, and it just makes for a great environment, and I think it's just an unbelievable atmosphere.
Well, Rob, we appreciate you getting right back to us. We had this story yesterday, and obviously it broke today, and we're looking forward to meeting you. And it sounds like even on the interview, you are a high energy guy. We got a lot of energy here in the 518. Look forward to meeting you and getting on with the Arena Football League.
Hey guys, it's such a pleasure. Thank you so much for giving me the call and allowing me the time, and I'm really looking forward to meeting you as well. And thank you again for everything you guys do.
Thank you, Rob. Appreciate it. Good luck to you,
care,
Rob Keefe, man. He's going to be